Have you ever told yourself, okay, this is the last time? The last cigarette, the last drink, the last time watching porn, the last time scrolling TikTok for 3 hours, the last time wasting an entire day playing games. And then somehow, the next day you're doing it again. You wake up feeling guilty, disappointed, angry at yourself. You promise you'll do better tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week turns into next month. And before you know it, years have passed. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. Because today, you're going to learn exactly how addiction works and more importantly, how to finally break free from it. And trust me, this isn't one of those videos where I tell you to just stop. Because if quitting addiction was that easy, nobody would be addicted. So let's start with a story. Imagine you're walking through a forest. At first, there's no path, just grass everywhere. But every day, you walk the exact same route. After a week, a small trail appears. After a month, that trail becomes a clear path. After a year, it's practically a road. Your brain works the same way. Every action you repeat creates a pathway. The more you repeat it, the stronger that pathway becomes. And addiction? Addiction is simply a superhighway built inside your brain. That's why quitting feels so difficult. You're not fighting a habit. You're fighting years of repetition. But here's the good news. Just because a path exists doesn't mean you have to keep walking on it. Now, before we talk about quitting addiction, we need to understand why it controls us. Because once you understand the enemy, defeating it becomes much easier. Every addiction works through one chemical, dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the happiness chemical. It's not. Dopamine is the anticipation chemical. It's what makes you want something. When you eat junk food, your dopamine rises. When you scroll social media, dopamine rises. When you watch porn, gamble, drink alcohol, smoke weed, play video games, or binge YouTube videos, dopamine rises. Your brain rewards you. You feel good. But there's a catch. Nothing comes for free. After every spike comes a crash. And that's where the trap begins. Your dopamine doesn't simply return to normal. It drops below normal. Now you feel tired, unmotivated, restless, bored, and your brain immediately searches for another hit, another scroll, another game, another drink, another video, another excuse. You don't do it because you enjoy it anymore. You do it because you're trying to escape the crash. And suddenly you're trapped in a cycle. Pleasure, pain, over and over again. The scary part? The stronger the dopamine spike, the stronger the crash. That's why highly addictive activities are so dangerous. They train your brain to expect instant rewards. And once your brain becomes used to instant rewards, normal life starts feeling boring. Reading a book feels boring. Studying feels boring. Working out feels boring. Building a business feels boring. Because your brain is comparing those activities to massive dopamine explosions. Imagine eating cake every meal. Eventually, fruit starts tasting bland. That's exactly what's happening in your brain. Now let's talk about how to actually quit. Step 1. Stop lying to yourself. This sounds harsh, but it's true. Most addicted people never admit they're addicted. They create excuses. I only drink on weekends. I only play games to relax. I only scroll because I'm bored. It's not that bad, but deep down they know. If you're spending 6 hours every day doing something that damages your future, that's a problem. If you tried to quit multiple times and fail, that's a problem. If you feel anxious when you can't do it, that's definitely a problem. The first step isn't quitting. The first step is honesty, because you can't fix something you refuse to acknowledge. Step 2. Replace the addiction. This is where most people fail. They try removing the addiction without replacing it. Imagine removing all the furniture from your house. What happens? The house feels empty. That's exactly what happens when you quit an addiction. Your brain suddenly has a giant empty space. And if you don't fill that space with something better, the addiction comes back. This is why successful people rarely quit something. They replace it. Replace gaming with fitness. Replace doom scrolling with reading. Replace pornography with real relationships. Replace drinking with sports. Replace laziness with a project. Your brain still wants dopamine. The goal isn't eliminating dopamine. The goal is getting dopamine from healthier sources. Step 3. Become obsessed with something bigger. One of the fastest ways to destroy an addiction is to find a mission. Think about it. When you're excited about something, you forget everything else. Maybe it's building a YouTube channel, starting a business, learning a skill, getting in shape, making money. Whatever it is, it needs to matter to you. A lot of addictions exist because people have nothing meaningful pulling them forward. When your future is exciting, your addictions become less attractive, because every minute spent feeding the addiction feels like stealing time from your goal. Step 4. Control your environment. Most people rely on willpower. That's a mistake. Willpower runs out. Environment doesn't. If you're trying to quit junk food, but your room is full of snacks, you're making life harder. If you're trying to quit porn, but your phone is full of triggers, you're making life harder. If you're trying to stop gaming, but your gaming setup is sitting right in front of you, you're making life harder. Make the bad habit difficult. Make the good habit easy. That's the secret. Success is often less about discipline and more about design. Step 5. Fix your mental health. A lot of people aren't addicted to the addiction. They're addicted to escaping loneliness, escaping stress, escaping anxiety, escaping sadness. The addiction is often just the symptom. The real problem is underneath. That's why improving your mental health is critical. Exercise regularly, sleep properly, meditate, spend time outside, talk to people, practice gratitude. These things sound simple, but they make an enormous difference. A healthy mind doesn't need as many escapes. Step 6. Change your identity. This might be the most powerful step of all. Most people say, "I'm trying to quit smoking. I'm trying to quit porn. I'm trying to quit drinking." Notice something? They're still identifying as the addicted person. Instead say, "I'm not a smoker. I'm not a porn addict. I'm not someone who wastes their life online." Identity shapes behavior. When you see yourself differently, your actions begin to change. Ask yourself, who do I want to become? What would that person do today? Then act accordingly. Step 7. Expect relapses. This is important. You will probably mess up. Everyone does. The problem isn't relapsing. The problem is deciding a relapse means failure. Imagine you worked out for 30 days, then skipped one day. Would you say all 30 days were pointless? Of course not. The same applies here. One mistake doesn't erase progress. Learn from it, adjust, keep moving forward. Because recovery isn't a straight line. It's messy, it's imperfect, but every step forward matters. And one day you'll wake up and realize something incredible. The thing that used to control you doesn't control you anymore. The cravings are weaker, the urges are smaller, the addiction loses its power, not because you became stronger overnight, but because every single day you made tiny improvements.